You know, I just gotta say, if you think the phrase, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, applies to where you live, and to where you live only, you're not a bad person, you're just culturally ignorant. Now, I have lived in New England, I've lived in the Mid-Atlantic, I've lived in the Midwest, and everywhere I've lived, people say that phrase, and they think it applies uniquely to them. And you know what? They fucking say that phrase in other countries too. And I just find it really hilarious. In this case, I didn't feel like waiting 5 minutes, I felt like leaving. And a little rain never bothered anyone, although the roads here do tend to flood a little bit. So 12,000 miles is the interval for the brake fluid change on this bike, so I took care of that. And you know, I was recording a video for how to do the brakes, and then one of the bleeding tubes just like split off one of the brake calipers because I was trying to be fancy and do both front brake calipers at the same time using a vacuum pump, and it fucking sprayed everywhere, and I had to clean it up and it ruined my video. But really, it's pretty simple. One thing that I will mention is on the ABS bikes, there is nothing different. The ABS is a closed system, and I have the service manual, and it specifically says bleeding the brakes is identical on the ABS version as the standard version, so that's just a good piece of information to know. Other than that, if you find a brake bleeding information video on YouTube anywhere, it's probably just going to apply equally well to this bike. I would not recommend a vacuum bleeder like the Mighty Vac. That just unnecessarily complicates an easy job. So I would just recommend doing it the standard way with a tube, and you can let it gravity feed down, or you can pump the brakes, whatever. It's really not hard though. It's definitely not something that I would personally take to a shop, although brakes are important, so if you're hesitant, then definitely don't do it yourself. But since DIY videos are one of the most popular things on my channel, and I was planning on making a video for that, I just figured I would mention it. Another piece of news, track day in like 10 days. Learn about it, track day number 3. This is not bad at all. These roads usually flood around here when we have these flash downpours. And then usually we lose power at this intersection. Anyway, this isn't bad at all. I did get caught in this during my run today though, and that was wet and wild. Okay, bye.